everyone, welcome back to Voidheart Studios, and today I'm going to be doing some complete and utter insanity. Welcome back to Possibly Unfair Comparisons, the show where we compare things and it'll possibly be unfair. I have a good little crop here to show you because I am doing an expanded remake of my original full-length pistol comparison. Let's get right into it. Starting off, let's introduce our contestants. Starting off with the Nerf N-Strike Maverick. The Maverick is a 6-round cylinder-fed spring-powered revolver that was released in 2005. Next up is the Nerf Elite Strong Arm. This one is custom painted, it is not internally modded. The Strong Arm is a 6-shot, cylinder-fed, spring-powered blaster that was released in 2013, I think. Next up is the Nerf N-Strike Elite Disruptor. The Disruptor is a 6-round cylinder-fed blaster, or spring-powered cylinder-fed blaster, that was released in 2017, if I recall correctly, as part of the N-Strike Elite series. Next up is the Nerf N-Strike Spectre. The Spectre is a 5-round cylinder-fed blaster, cylinder-fed spring-powered blaster, that was released in 2008, 2007. Mid to late 2000s, as part of the Nerf N-Strike series. Next up is the Hammer Shot. The Hammer Shot was released in 2013 as part of the Nerf Zombie Strike series and is a hammer action 5-round cylinder-fed spring-powered blaster. Next up is the Nerf Elite 2.0 Commander. The Commander was released in 2021 as part of the N-Strike Elite 2.0 series and is a 6-shot spring-powered revolver pistol. And finally, for the Hasbro crew, the Stockade. The Stockade was released in 2013 as part of the N-Strike Elite series, and it is a 10-round flywheel-powered cylinder-fed pistol. Very, very interesting blaster. I'm doing this one mainly for kicks and giggles because why not? We're going with complete and utter insanity, and it is technically a pistol. Now let's move over to the other guys. Starting off, we have the Dart Zone Blitzfire. The Blitzfire was released in 2015 as part of the Dart Zone Covert Ops series, and it is a spring-powered top prime cylinder-fed pistol. Next up, we have the Dart Zone Blitzfire BF2. The BF2 was released in 2020 as part of the Dart Zone Covert Ops series and is a 6-round spring-powered cylinder-fed pistol. I have the 2024 Nitro Shot re-release. Next up is the Dart Zone Desperado. The Desperado is a 6-shot spring-powered cylinder-fed pistol, but it is double action. And it was released in, I think, 2023 under Adventure Force. It's Walmart exclusive. And finally, I have the X-Shot Reflex. The Reflex was released, I don't even know when, and re-released, and re-released, and re-released, and re-released, and re-released under the X-Shot Excel series. And it is a 6-round cylinder-fed spring-powered pistol, but it's direct prime! It's not slide prime or hammer action, it's direct prime! You pull the thingy! They're like all the same blaster, I swear. Geez, talk about Jolt reskin. We got the Maverick reskin crew over here. Alright. Now let's talk about our first comparison, that being FPS. I'm just going to give sort of approximate FPS ranges because I chronographed these blasters a while ago and I cannot be buggered to remember where I put the results, but I remember the general area. So starting with the Maverick chronographs in about the 40 to 50 FPS range. I think it's like 45 to 55. The Spectre also chronographs within the 45 to 55 FPS range. The Strong Arm chronographs in the 60 to 70 FPS range, and so does the Disruptor and the Commander. The Stockade chronographs in the 60 to 70 FPS range. The Hammershot chronographs in the 55 to 65 FPS range. The Reflex chronographs in the 70 to 80 FPS range. The Blitzfires chronograph in the 80 to 90 FPS range. And finally, the Desperado chronographs in the 80s. So, yeah, that is all my blasters. Now let's get them all loaded up and go out and do the firing comparison. We are out on the range with all my pistols. Got my Dart Zone soft body target about 20 feet away from me. And I'm going to be using Dart Zone Nitro Shot full length darts. We've got a good little, I want to say right side crosswind. This is to judge for accuracy at engagement distance. So 20 feet is about the engagement distance for a stock full-length pistol. Let's see him fire. Failure to fire. One. Alright, that was 4 out of 6 for the Maverick. Next up is the Spectre. Hit. Miss. Hit. I'll count that as a hit. That was 4 out of 5 for the Spectre. Next up, we have the Strong Arm. Table. Oh, I'm too far back. 2, 3, miss. Miss. 4. That's 4 out of 6 for the strong arm. Next up, disruptor. Hit. Miss. Hit. Hit. Pocket. Hit. I believe that was 4 out of 6 for the disruptor. No, this is 5 out of 6 for the disruptor. Alright, now we've got the commander. Hit. 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 Pocket. Pocket. That was a perfect score for the commander. Now we've got the hammer shot. Hit. Miss. Miss. Pocket. And a hit. That was a 3 out of 5 for the hammer shot. Now we have the stockade. Since it's a flywheeler, I'm going to be letting it get to full rev before I fire each shot. Miss. Hit. Miss. Hit. 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 Alright, that's it. I think that was a 7 out of 10 for the stockade. Next up, we've got the blitz fire. Miss. Hit. Pocket. I overshot that by just a little bit. That's still technically a miss. Yes. So we got a 3 out of 6 for the original blitz fire. Now we got the blitz fire 2. Hit. 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 We got a perfect score for the BF2. Now for the Desperado. Hit. Miss. Hit. 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 We got a 5 out of 6 for the Desperado. And finally, Shiny Boy, the Reflex. Hit. 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 And that was a perfect score for the reflex. That was fun little test today. Now, let's go take them back inside, and I'll talk about the results. Alright, we are back inside. The accuracy comparison has been complete. Here are all the scores that all the blasters got. And yeah, let's get on to my top picks. But before we do that, I will cover some issues that I had on the range, and that is the Maverick misfiring and the Disruptor bump firing, or accidentally slam firing. Now, with the Maverick, that's just a matter of the, sorry, my allergies are messing with me. It has an issue of you have to pull the trigger very slowly and deliberately because of it rotating on trigger pull, and it rotating very slowly on trigger pull. It just does not work well with that, and it will misfire at least a couple times on you if you're running it really fast. And then the Disruptor kind of like slam firing like that. I don't think I've ever had that issue with that blaster before, but I can't recall. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know if that's like a Disruptor thing or if I just have a lemon, but there is that. So now let's go on to my top picks. Starting off with the kind of honorable mention, that being the Stockade. Now, the Stockade I kind of threw in here as a bit of a meme pick, but I would run the Stockade in a war. I would field this blaster, and that is just because it's a good blaster, and it's a decent blaster. I mean, I would field it as more of like a pistol primary, but that's just because it is huge. The 10-round cylinder is great. It's a flywheeler, so it's inherently... Come on. Stuff falling all over the place. It's whatever. It's a flywheeler, so inherently you have the semi-auto. With the downside of... You do have the rev. But seeing as the rev is controlled by a power switch, it's like you just pop it up and you don't really have to deal with it. And even then, you don't have to, like, you can just do that as soon as you pull it out and turn it on. You don't have to wait for it to fully rev. I mean, you're going to have lower FPS, but it's not going to be like a crazy deficit. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say about the Stockade. It's a good blaster. It's, of course, discontinued, so you're going to have to, like, thrift to find it, or go on eBay, which is essentially thrifting. But, yeah. So now, to my first top pick, the Strong Arm. The Strong Arm is essentially old reliable. It is... I mean, it's the reason why it was like the entire community's favorite sidearm for the longest time, and that's just because it's good. It's reliable. It has slam fire. Like, that's how fast you can blow off the entire capacity. So if you need to go really fast, you can. And it doesn't alienate. Oh. That. Okay, if you pull too hard on your strong arm slide, you may get it stuck. I've also had this strong arm for years, so I wouldn't be surprised if it were a little messed up. But, yeah. First top pick is the strong arm. Old reliable. It is also discontinued, so you'll have to thrift for it. My next top pick is the Hammer Shot. Now, the Hammer Shot didn't perform particularly well in the firing demonstration, but it has something that most of these pistols do not have. You can operate it one-handed. And so, since you can operate it one-handed, it's really easy if you don't want to like drop your primary or sling your primary, and you just need to pull something out for like a quick shot. It's good to do that. That's why I use the Dart Zone Outlaw as my secondary in my high power loadouts, is because it's essentially a pro hammer shot. So, yeah, I really recommend the Hammer Shot to those of you who want a one-handed secondary. But there's also a one-handed secondary I'm about to talk about that's even faster than the Hammer Shot. And for my third and final top pick, just any of the Dart Zone ones. That's just because, like, they're the most current ones. You can still find them pretty easily. I mean, them and the Reflex. But, yeah. I mean, at least these two, they are still on store shelves. So it's easy to find them just at, you know, Target for the Blitzfire 2 and Walmart for the Desperado. The Blitzfire is just nice. It does what the Maverick does, but a lot better. Because it, you know, rotates on trigger pull, but it does it halfway down the trigger pull, like before it gets to the catch, and, you know, it does it like instantly. It is also just a really nice platform. It's very svelte. It has a big fat grip. And the Desperado, if you can handle the 3-fingered trigger, it has essentially what the Hammer Shot and the Stockade allow you to do, but faster than the Hammer Shot. And it's still a Springer because it's double action. So yeah. And this one is $8 at Walmart, and this one comes in a 2-pack for $12. So it comes with this one, this purple and green one, and then one with the colors swapped. So it's green body with a purple slide. So yeah, that is the BF2. The original Blitzfire is good too, but like I prefer the BF2. Honestly, I'm glad I found this one at Thrift because like I like old Dart Zone blasters, but it's like, I don't know, I would still run the BF2 over the original Blitzfire just because aesthetics, honestly. And yeah. That'll be really it for today's video. If you did enjoy, then please do leave a like and subscribe, all the funny algorithm nonsense. And comment your personal full-length sidearm. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye!